students, so if you're ready, give me a thumbs up. Awesome, now I know you're ready. So, we know that our expectations for sitting on the carpet, we're sitting on our bottom. We have our hands in our lap. We are using our whispering mouth, so we're quiet. We're using our listening ears and our watching eyes. And I don't expect you to sit like a statue, but I do want you to sit safely, because if we are safe, then we are ready to learn. All right, so what have we been learning about? And so I'll have students tell me, what we've been learning about. Maybe they'll talk about, the pictures that I showed them yesterday. Maybe they'll talk about the book. Maybe they'll talk about Madam C.J. Walker. That would be all great, but if they don't, then I will make sure that I remind them. So I will say, we talked about this beautiful book right here. So I'll make sure I always have it with me, always on the front, because I want them to, think back to it, because a big thing in preschool is that you are using one book over the course of like 3 to 4 days. And then I will remind them, who is that person that we learned about? And they'll say, if they could tell me the name, that'd be great. But it's Madam C.J. Walker. And what did she do? She created hair products for women with African American women hair. And so I'll talk about why she did that, and then I'll tell them, she was a billionaire, which means, you remember our number song? So in our number song, there's a number on there, and it is a billion, and I'll write a billion on the board, and we will count how many zeros it is, and we'll be like, whoa, that is a lot of money that she made. She was a billionaire, which means she had a ton of money because she created something that was super important. She invented something. Invented means created. I want them to learn that. That was super important. And so not only did we talk about her, but we also talked about, people from other countries and their hair. And we talked about, what makes them different and what makes them the same. And so today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do something called Reader's Theater. So that means we're going to have students act out the story. And we are also going to create a chart with our pictures of our different hairstyles so that we can see the differences and similarities within ourselves and our classroom. So before we do all that, I want you to show me that you're ready, and then we'll get started. Yay. All right. So first what we're going to do is we're going to create our chart. So I will have everyone's picture because I want them to see themselves. I'll have their picture, and I'll have 4 sections on our chart based off of the hairstyles within our room. So we have 4 different hairstyles in our room. We have short hair, we have students that have braids, we have students that have curly hair, and we have students that have long hair. And so I will create these sections on our chart, and we will put their pictures on the chart, and we'll talk about the different parts of a chart. We will talk about, I'll have them come put their picture up so they're involved in it. And then I'll say, how many do we have right now? We'll point and count because that's part of their math standards is touching and counting. I can have a student come up and do that. And then I can have them tell me, which one has more, which one has less, because part of the math standards are tall and short. So they can tell me, they can tell me that it's more and less, but what I'm really looking for them to tell me